A keychain fob that controls everything on your smartphone? Well, kind of. Dave Taylor here, and this time I'm looking at a guitar pick. Well, it's a little thick to be a guitar pick. Specifically, this is the Qmote, and this is actually a remote button that you pair via Bluetooth to your smartphone. Now, I have it paired to my iPhone 7, and core functionality, let's have this looking at itself. So now, in an Inception-y sort of way, you can see my camera set up, and I push the button, and it took a picture. That's really like the coolest single feature of this, is that it's just a nice little remote, but it actually has a lot more features because the guys behind it said, oh, if we can do that, there's a lot we can do. So it actually has up to 10 different customizable actions. So you can do dot or dot dot or a long and a short. It's like learning Morse code. But I programmed different things. For example, here's one you'll really like is ever in a meeting where you wish you could get out? So watch the phone. I'm going to have a fake phone call come in by pushing it 1, 2, 3 times. And here it is. And in fact, it even says, oh, school. I got to take this call. It's from school. But it's not, it's a fake call. This thing triggers that event. How cool is that? So, comes with its own app, and I will tell you if you have one of these, super important that you run the upgrade occasionally, because the firmware in this, they keep changing, because, here's the bad news, it doesn't work very reliably. And so I've found this to be sort of an exercise in frustration, is from the perspective of having it work as a remote trigger for my camera, that's perfect. 100% of the time that works. But you have to have the app running for any other functionality to work, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And so an example of this is that I have it set with 2 dots or taps, whatever you want to call it. With 2, it should have volume at minimum. Let's see if it works. Okay, did anything happen there? Let me do it again. So nothing happened. If I do 1, then I'm going to get a volume event, but that's because that's how it's doing the camera trigger, right? Because if you think about it, if you're taking a picture, you're actually using the volume up down as your camera shutter control. So this is one of these devices where if you pick it up just as a remote trigger for your camera, then you'll be happy because it works really well, and it has the potential to do all these other cool things. You can control music play, pause. You can use it as a phone locator. That's got a whole long list. The app actually has a lot of functionality. You can use it for presentations if you can figure out how to pair it with a computer. Siri, Uber, which might or might not work. Siri actually doesn't look like it works in iOS 10. Wemo, LIFX, IFTTT, they've really sort of pushed the edges of what can you do with this device. And obviously, having this hooked up with my Apple HomeKit, for example, as I walk up to the house, a triple click and the door unlocks, that'd be cool. I can't get that to work. I can't get this stuff to work reliably. So I really want to love this product. It's really a great little design. It's obviously easy to put on your keychain or on your backpack or something. And it is actually waterproof, IP57, so that's nice. So if you did have it on your backpack and it was snowing or raining, it's still going to work. Let's see. So has an app you can download for free, and it comes in blue, gold, gray, or green. I'm pretty sure this is the gray color. Looks very gray, and there's not much to it. I mean, you know, here's a close-up. It's a button. But here's the thing, is it, like I said, is, man, I so want all this functionality to work. And what the company's told me is if I was using an Android phone, it would be more reliable. A lot of this is just to do with how Apple and iOS does or doesn't let developers do things, but it can be a little frustrating. So it's $32.95 at Amazon.com. You can learn more about it at qblinks.com. And like I said, if you get it and your primary goal is to have just a really nice, elegant remote trigger, maybe for those perfect selfies, then this will work really well. But, you know, it's a lot more if they could only get into the iOS system. And speaking of getting into the iOS system, hey, have you clicked on that button so that you could actually subscribe I hear that heavenly choir. Thank you so much for subscribing. And this, like I said, this is the Qmote, and I really like it. I really just wish it worked better. So, this is Dave Taylor, and I'll catch you in my next video.